Peace, diehards, back again with another podcast. We're going to be talking about some fantasy basketball, man. So I know a lot of people are into fantasy sports nowadays. I've been doing it myself for about 18 freaking years, man. So I kind of know my way around it. But what's important about it is that it also starts the NBA season. So they're all kind of similar. But when you're talking about fantasy, you're not really talking about the wins and losses and the way teams are set up. You're looking at individual stats, and it gives you a different outlook of how you perceive the NBA and how you just look at different stuff like stats and stuff like that. You're not looking at dumb stuff like analytics stuff. You're just looking at basic stats the way that we used to do it, and it's just fun for me, man. So I know it's fun for a lot of you. So this is you with Any Star DiehardKnicks podcast. Got to give you a proper intro. So let me cue that up and let's go. All right, so let me just start this off right, man. Of course, I'm going to be highlighting my own league. I'm doing fantasy league with 14 teams. I'm calling my league the DiehardKnicks Invitational. So this is really like my first official league because I did one last year, but of course COVID shut the league down, so I wasn't able to really enjoy it the way that I want to. My players weren't able to enjoy it the way I want to, and also my team didn't do well because there was a lot of injuries on my squad in the beginning. So that all sucks. Injuries is a part of the game, but I didn't have a chance to really make my next stride because I had a big strategy, different trades and different things I want to make to try to boost my fantasy team. But then COVID hit, man. So kind of COVID hit us all, man. So this is like this makes fans salivate, man, to finally get some basketballs so we can look at stats. Like I said, to just run it down, man. So since I have it here, let me just shout my guys out, man. We got the first week's matchup is going to be my team, Rules Any Stars, versus Christian's team. So Christian is from Instagram. I've been trying to get him to fix up his little thing here, man, to make it more so people can identify him and get to know him. You got Maroon Sounds. He's a DJ, really good DJ, man. Check him out on Instagram at Maroon Sounds on IG, and he does a lot of live mixing. He's a dad too, so you get to see him interacting with his kids and stuff. But he's also a very good DJ, man. So tune in for that. He does everything. We got DiehardKnicks. This is DiehardKnicks Apollo. Apollo is really like the anchor of that show, and that's the leader there. So tune into DiehardKnicks podcast. They actually do a good show too. It's him and his brother and his cousin. They do it together. So on the next matchup here is Dre. That's his brother. That's his co-host of the DiehardKnicks podcast. He's a rapper, and he's pretty good. I would like to say Apollo's pretty good too, man. Both of these guys are their brothers, and they both rap. So that's dope, man. So check those guys out too, man. I don't have his rap stuff down, but his name is Andre Jalil, so you can just look him up also on Instagram. He's playing against Slizzy. This is Sly's grand team. I've been telling him to get on here to fix his team too, man, to put his branding and stuff there. But that's actually stated in the New York Knicks podcast. Slizzy. That those two guys are going against each other. Okay, we got Proper Middleman. I'm not sure exactly where he's from, but Rich Stats Stars. He's actually from Instagram as well. So you can check out Rich's stat on Instagram to find out what he's about. Hoops is my religion. Hoops is a religion. Excuse me. He's also a podcaster that hasn't really been podcasting so much in like this year, I guess, because of COVID and because he's been going to school as well. But he's starting to put more content up now, so look out for him. You can find him on Instagram. Hoops is a religion. We got Cooking Folks. Cooking Folks is a good friend of mine. He's actually the godfather of my kids, but he loves fantasy and he's highly competitive, man. And he also is a great DJ. It goes by the name of Dis Dolo. So you can check him out on Instagram as well. He actually has a live hip hop radio show that he's on, internet radio show. So he mixes it like I want to say like every week, different kind of mixes. So look out for that. DJ Disc Dolo. We got John's official team. I have no idea who John is. I have an idea who he is, but I'm not sure exactly, man. So I'm hoping these guys come in and fix their teams up. He's going against Power Strangers. Power Strangers is Pukim. Just look up Pukim, man. Pukim is kind of like an interesting name, so not too many people have it. So look him up on Instagram, and you'll be able to find Pukim. Payback Carter, you see Payback Carter everywhere, man. Just look at Payback Carter, find him on Instagram, Twitter, and everywhere. All your favorite podcasts, man. He's always around. commenting and stuff like that. He's a big supporter of this podcast, man. So I appreciate him a lot. We got Knicks Community Podcast. That's the young shooter. He's only 17 years old, but he's probably smarter than everybody on this board. And he drafted well, man. So we'll see what he can do. Yeah, man. So that's the rundown of my league. So I'll just show you what my team looks like. I'm not gonna really highlight too many people else on this team, man, because I want to try to keep this a little bit short. So what I decided to do, I wanted to go guard heavy in this draft because I'm in a few drafts. So there's plenty of different strategies. No strategy is wrong. You just have to be have to have your eyes on the board and be able to pick the players that could help you win or whatever. So I like to do 14 teams because it leaves guys that give you juicy enough stats that you can actually see. When the leagues are too big, you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel, and you're not really going to get guys that are going to be contributing too much to the stat sheet. But it's like a whole different dynamic, man, because you're gonna be looking at guys that's making such little stats, but all those stats add up, man. So you have to really think a little bit more, and be lucky too in those 20 team drafts. But 14 teams is just right, just enough to have enough stats to play around with, and still get guys excited about trades and stuff like that. So like I said, I decided to go big with the guards. I got John Morant, Donovan Mitchell, John Wall. With some of the other guys I got, D'Angelo Russell I picked up. You can go down. I got Malik Beasley, and I took a chance on Horton Tucker. I'm not sure if he's going to get minutes with the Lakers, but I decided to go guard heavy, man, because a lot of these guards are big time scorers, and they contribute to every single stat. So that's the way that I was going with this particular draft, man. And I know when you have these guards, especially John Morant, and John Wall, they're basically the same player, but John Morant is still young and he still jumps crazy. He doesn't really land properly. So all these guys are injury risks. Like Donovan Mitchell, he's been the same way kind of, but he's short, so he's been like kind of like dodging bullets with his health. So I hope these guys can stay healthy, man. You don't want these guys to get hurt. So as long as these guys stay healthy, I should be like one of the better teams in my league. Kyle Kuzma, I'm expecting his stats to jump a little bit more because they're going to be relying on him more as a starter this year. So he should get his opportunities at small forward, probably. Blake Griffin is another guy. He was hurt, whatever. He might be getting a little older. But the reason why I picked him is his versatility. He's going to still give you the assists. You're talking about 3 assists a game. Rebounds, this number is kind of low. But, the points are low too. But, it's probably going to be about the same because he's not really going to play much more than 28 minutes a game. So at 28 minutes a game, getting these numbers, that's pretty good, man, especially with the power forward and center spot. Dylan Brooks is probably going to be one of the most improved players of the year this year. I expect his numbers to go way up, and he's already averaging 16, 3 and 2. So I'm expecting him to approach that 20-point mark this year. Kevin Love, in the same boat as Blake Griffin, injury prone, whatever. But power forward and center, you got to have multiple guys. You got to have a lot of guys that can play multiple positions, so you can move them around your draft board as the week goes on. So I'll explain that as we go along too. Marcus Cousins, DeMarcus Cousins, he can't get injured again. He's been injured so many times the last few years. I'm expecting him to have a bounce back year where he plays close to the max amount of games for the year, and he should be able to contribute, man. So I'm really hoping for him to have a nice little career, a nice little season this year. We got Rui, Hachimura, nice strong first year player coming into his second year. So I'm expecting him to either have the similar numbers or maybe slightly better at 13-6. And, as you can see, the rest of them there. Malik Beasley is a crazy dude, man. That's the guy that took Scottie Pippen's wife. My God, man. And he was married already. And everybody finds out on Instagram. It's crazy, man. He's a wild dude. He got a lot of legal stuff going on too, man. So I took a chance for him. But his production is going to be tough, man. If they don't indict him, he doesn't get arrested or anything like that, and everything works out, and he's able to finish the season, he should be able to give us some good production. I'm not really worried too much about the first pick of the was it the first pick of the draft? The first pick of the draft for Anthony Edwards because they got a spot open at small forward, so he might be able to get that spot, or he might just be able, play off the bench. And Malik Beasley is going to function well off the bench as well at point guard and shooting guard. So we'll see, man. The guy's versatile, so we'll see how that goes. Eric Pascal, Golden State is back on top. But some of the heavy hitters from back in the days are not out there. Like Klay Thompson is number one, and of course, Draymond Green. He's also been hurt a lot, and Draymond Green's not the same guy. He's definitely slower. He can't score and all this other different stuff. So it's an opportunity for him to get some minutes. I'm not sure about 27, but he should be able to get close to that. And last year he averaged 14 points a game. Mediocre stats across the board, but he should be able to give us something. And Horton Tucker. Horton Tucker is like a sleeper guy, man. He has the potential to be a starter for the Lakers. But we'll see, man. We'll see how his season begins. But I say all that stuff just to say that it's not really all about what each individual team does. It's about how much minutes these guys play and what production they give for the minutes. So like with this team, I tried to pick a lot of guys that had multiple positions because that helps when you set up your rosters. Now the thing with setting up your rosters is kind of interesting because let's make this a little bit smaller. It's interesting because Yahoo gives you a feature that you could just push one button and it just sets you up your whole roster. I was gonna show you on my phone, but my phone is jacked up. Let's see if they have it here. On the website, it doesn't have that option for you to set up your roster for the week. But like I said, if you go to the app, there's a button. They have an advanced button. You just click the button, and it automatically sets up the roster for the whole entire week. So for everyone that's afraid about, I got to check my rosters every week, I got to set them up every week. It's not about that, man. It's about just clicking that one button and it sets it up for the whole entire week. So that's a great feature with Yahoo Fantasy. But like I said, if I can give anybody any advice, is to definitely draft guys that have multiple positions to give you that option, because you always want to have your guys available to play, because the games vary every week. So sometimes your player might have 3 games, sometimes your player might have 4. It's possible they have 4, sometimes even 5, depending on how the week goes. So you want to try to get versatility in your lineups when you pick. Trying to pick the players from the same team, and just work it like that, man. Just do your best to try to be versatile with your roster. Now you don't have to do what I did. You can do with forwards and things of that nature. Or some people like to stack up centers, because centers with a power forward, center, whatever. That way you can always have a big man available to swap out these spots here. So it's interesting, man. So another tip is this bench. Make sure if you have anybody here that has a game, because the game will be here in this column here. So if you have anybody available to play that day and in the bench and you want them to play, make sure that they're there, because the computer is going to automatically put higher ranking players up there. So if everybody seems to have a game and one of your guys here you want to play over somebody up here, make sure that you look out for that, man. So yeah, man. So this is my fantasy rundown, really for my league, but I just want everyone to have a great fantasy season all together. As a heads up too, man, I'm going to be doing these periodically, man. So I'm going to have different guests like the DiehardKnicks podcast, Knicks Mini podcast, maybe even State of the New York Knicks if he's available, and we could just talk fantasy hoops, man. Just to get some buzz around the team and just to get guys engaged and feeling like they're part of something, man. Aside from that, I'm gonna be also the manager of the Nothing But Knicks league. So look out for that. I'm actually going to be doing a show with Andy surrounding that league, man, just to get everybody involved in that, and just to talk about something other than the Knicks, talk about other teams in the NBA, other players and stuff like that. So tune in for that, man. So once again, this is the DiehardKnicks Invitational Fantasy Basketball kind of primer, more like a booster kind of thing, just to get everybody excited about it. And then also look out for the NBK show. It might come tomorrow after Knicks Weekly on NBK, and we'll get it popping, man. Thanks for tuning in, and let's have a great fantasy season, guys. All right, peace.